What's up guys, and welcome to Agar, or as many people popularly call it, Agario. Agar is one of the most basic multiplayer experiences you can encounter, where you control a cell and your goal is to grow and consume other player-controlled cells. While the game is simple in its mechanics, it can be quite difficult to consistently succeed and to get your name on the leaderboard. In this video, I'll give you guys some tips, tricks, and most importantly strategy, which will help you succeed more consistently in Agar. My first tip comes from before the game even begins. After inputting your name and server choice, click on the cog and select Show Mass. This will give you a real-time indication of your cell's size, which will be really helpful for certain strategies later on. Once you get into the game, your small cell can be controlled by moving your mouse cursor. You move around the grid collecting small dots which add 1 mass each to your cell. The larger you get, the slower your cell will move. To quickly increase your mass by consuming other players, you can either steer your cell to engulf another player's cell, or by pressing the spacebar and splitting into 2 equally sized cells. This will launch one of the cells towards your mouse cursor and hopefully an opponent. You have to be at least 10% larger to actually consume and engulf a cell, or 30% larger to divide at them. Dividing is one of the best ways to attack people, as the larger your cell gets, the slower it will move, making it difficult to catch smaller cells that you can actually eat. Dividing comes at a trade-off, however, as you'll be left vulnerable for some time until your cells recombine. You can have a maximum of 16 cells, but I recommend never splitting beyond 2. Once your cell reaches a certain size, you'll actually begin to lose mass gradually, forcing you to be active. You also have the ability to eject chunks of mass, being 10 mass at a time by pressing W. This can be used to make friends, feed teammates, attempt to escape by gaining speed, or most popularly in conjunction with viruses. Viruses are found all over the map and are not player controlled. As a small cell, you can pass through them unharmed, and even hide in them. A large cell, however, will be broken into smaller pieces when in contact with virus. A player can shoot 7 chunks, or 70 mass, into a virus, causing it to divide and shoot out opposite of the mass entry point. This is the best way for a smaller cell to attack those on the leaderboards, by breaking them into many small consumable sized pieces. So now that the basics are out of the way, let's talk strategy. Adjusting your playstyle depending on your mass is crucial to success. The early game is the easiest point in this game. You're small, so not many people will be interested in attacking you. You're fast, and you spend most of this time collecting mass and avoiding medium-sized players. You'll also want to avoid getting between 2 larger cells that may be interested in attacking one another. One of the easiest ways to die in this stage is to get caught in the crossfire. The main thing to remember here is to never stop moving. The mid-game is where most people have a difficult time succeeding. Smaller players are now too fast for you to catch without dividing, and bigger players are now interested in eating you. This is the time for aggression and time to go on the hunt. Starting off the mid-game, I like to divide and eat the biggest cell I can, and then wait to recombine. I'll use this newly acquired mass to divide a virus into a larger opponent so that I can start to consume parts of them. Many people will make a mistake of trying to launch a viral attack too early. If you fire 70 of your mass into a virus and manage to hit a larger opponent, you may not be left with enough mass to consume the parts that you've broken off. On the defensive side of things, if you're being chased by an opponent who's large enough to consume you by dividing, make it difficult for them. Don't run in a straight line, zigzag around, be unpredictable, make it difficult for them to actually divide properly because they have to engulf a large portion of your cell to actually consume you. Use viruses to hide around, use other cells as bait or as protection. This is when you need to really be creative. If you've managed to survive up until now, you're at the late game. You're now on the leaderboard, but you still want to be number 1. This is where things start to get easy again if you know what you're doing. There aren't many players out there who can compete with you for size, but there's many who will prioritize viruses to attack you. You may think launching a virus attack would be beneficial with so much mass to spare, but your opponent is on the other side of that virus, and whoever gets the last ejection into it will trigger the attack. You're best off avoiding viruses, finding a place on the map where there aren't many to run into or for people to use against you, and just to divide and consume large to medium-sized players and wait to recombine. If you've managed to play safe for some time and get a couple of good divide attacks off, you'll now be number 1 on the leaderboard. That's gonna be it for this video, guys. If you have any strategies or tips you would like to share, leave a comment below and let me know. I normally make videos for entertainment and not education, but I had a lot of people ask me how I frequently succeed in the game, so I wanted to share some of this with you guys today. I plan on making more entertaining videos of Agar in the future, and if you want to be in them, be sure to follow me on Twitter. Whenever I record, I'll be sure to tweet out which server I'm on, as well as the IP address so that anybody who wants to join can. But thank you guys very much for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.